Okay.
Hello, Mr. Dred McCall and Michael Houston. And how long we've been working together?
Oh, a few years now.
A few years now, few fives and so. And started off, you were a photographer for the Voices of the Street project. This is the first time we've done an interview since we did the one with Tony Miles.
Oh, yeah.
I got my man with his camera. Candy camera. You know I can't lose, cause after tonight he's gonna put me on YouTube.
Hey, the homeless, yeah. You wouldn't mind coming and let us do some work, right?
Right. I would love to.
Okay, we have a garden there, man. Maybe we have a dinner or something, you say?
Right.
Invite some homeless people.
Okay.
And some people from the city itself. What they call the city council meeting. They have them down there, so we can get everybody in there.
Right.
And like put them out for to come back to see you here in Monterey.
Right. Well, I don't really, I don't really like to call the homeless. You know, I like to call those people that we call homeless temporarily displaced. Yeah, because everybody has a chance to get some help, whether it's mental or physical, and we don't know what takes someone over the edge to want to be in the street. So we're all eligible. You know, we can all be in the street at any minute, and we'll know what that feels like. That's why we all should think to help these people now. You know, it takes a village to raise a child. Why not raise a man?
True.
Why not raise a man? We're never done growing.
No.
To an 80-year-old man, I'm just a baby. So, you know, and we're all trying to find our way out here. Now, I've been so blessed that I thought I was going to be homeless when I moved to Monterey. I had a motorhome, I had dreadlocks down to my waist, and I didn't know anyone, $200 in my pocket. But through the grace of God, He's always sent an angel in my path. And I've always lived lavishly, you know, and keeps a smile on my face.
That's true.
So, as my mom used to tell me, your attitude is your altitude.
Okay, yeah.
Chop up the top. I got my man Chop, whoop chop. He's alive. He's my man. He hangs on my side. We down at the wharf, and you know we just ride. I see the girl in the back, my Hawaii crew. How'd you think about that?
Oh man, I've been in the music since '69. Professionally since '78. I learned about reggae in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. My brother brought home like 3 albums, and one was a Bob Marley album, one was Barcades, and one was Johnny Guitar Watson. And so I listened to the Bob Marley album on his strobe player, you know, record player, very nice record player, and I could pick up and understand what they were saying. So I go to school the next day and said, I no come to white place and blood, give us we spread love and I show go places, and the whole cafeteria gathered around me.
Whoa, okay.
I said, more, we want more.
Oh, don't you worry, cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about it, people. Don't you worry, people. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, I turn to the rising sun. I bring in the birds, we are on my doorstep. Sweet songs are
Staying steady at the Mucky Duck because I don't want to. It's a small town. I don't want to oversaturate again.
Okay, what about Monterey County?
Monterey County, I plan to play Seaside at the American Legion, different places like that. Maybe take Santa Cruz trips once in a while.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you and Jesus and Buddha and everybody who said alleviate human suffering, or so you get it. It's an interesting story, and I know you're active documenting, organizing events too. How's that go, and where do you think we might go with some of that? Because you go out there and get the stories on film and the stills. So tell us a little bit about how. I see you doing architecture, scenes of just picturesque scenes. And if you will, just tell us a little bit about the sort of political things you've witnessed as a photographer.
Well, that's somewhat hard because, like, as I came to play, I see these things and I'm seeing it and I'm getting pissed, and I can't get pissed because why? If I get pissed and I'm just like an animal, a frolic animal, I go, wow, why get pissed? Bring it back and show people. This is what this is about. This is what you do. You're what? You're the mayor. And the mayor doing anything for the people? Are you trying to help people in the right way? It's crazy to me. Let's say it that way. It's crazy to me because as a kid growing up, I didn't know. I had fun, and now as I see it, it's not fun because they are putting people down purposely, and they're doing it by races, and that's not right. That's not.
So a picture tells 1,000 words.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
So they put 2 and 2 together. All right. There's a question mark here.
Yeah.
Where's the answer? Let's get on it together.
Right. Yes, sir. That's right. That's
All
right.
right. Well, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
And you document a lot. You've helped us with a lot. We do community outreach. We've been out there with the project, the mural project from the Salinas, the center. I see you doing architecture, scenes of just, picturesque scenes, and the people, just tell us a little bit about the sort of political things you witnessed as a photographer.
Whoa, well, that's somewhat hard because, like, as I came to play, I see these things and I'm seeing it and I'm getting pissed, and I can't get pissed because why? If I get pissed and I'm just like an animal, a four-legged animal, I go, wow, why I get pissed? Bring it back and show people. This is what this is about. This is what you do. You're what? You're the mayor, and the mayor, is the mayor doing anything for the people? Are you trying to help people in the right way? It's crazy to me. Let's say it that way. It's crazy to me because as a kid growing up, I didn't know. I had fun, and now as I see it, it's not fun because they are putting people down purposely, and they're doing it by races, and that's not right. That's not.
So a picture tells 1,000 words.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
So they put 2 and 2 together. All right. There's a question mark here.
Yeah.
Where's the answer? Let's get on it together.
Right. Yes, sir. That's right. That's
All
right.
right. Well, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
And you document a lot. You've helped us with a lot. We do community outreach. We've been out there with the project, the mural project from the Salinas, the center. All right. Well, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
And you document a lot. You've helped us with a lot. We do community outreach. We've been out there with the project, the mural project from the Salinas, the center, youth center,
Yes.
where the kids are locked down, so they can't get out and hang their
Whoa.
stuff. So out there with the artist healing and.
Can we come and do some of that?
I'm hoping it's coming around again, and it's come spring. We see work on that. We've got first night coming up for this, the alcohol-free Arts New Year's. And how many years you've done that with us? With 3, 4 now.
That's good. Okay.
So that's one of the things we do. He puts together the stills, and again that tells the story. So when we go to funders, if we don't have proof that the people were there enjoying themselves, that the artists were producing, and the stills get incorporated into the web pages, they get incorporated into the mind. There's a memory for us, and we've got to put together a business plan. We've got to get your book out there. We're working on the web page, so it's a very promising 2019, which sounds crazy after what a 2018 it's been.
Yeah, yes sir. Yeah.
Whoa! So on we go. We're not done yet. Wes White, good to see you. Well, doing pretty good, having some fun down here in King City. You get around more than I do, so what do we know you? I know you from when we were working in the Chinatown Learning Center, and you're doing a lot of Voices of the Street, going back there, and then you were putting together some legal battles. You put in an occupation in front of City Hall when they were doing those suites without putting people anywhere.
Right.
How can you put people nowhere? That's a good trick. That's
magic. Well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yes.
And
Well,
if you don't have a home, where do you go?
Well, that's a very difficult problem. So, what's the answer?
I think the easiest thing to do is allow people to. I've been pushing this advertising of an organized campsite and no public intoxication. If you can get people to behave in those two constructs. Not micromanaging, just, it's not clean, but organized, right? Put a tarp over it or something, get a second tent, put it all in there. We can put it all in a row. The tents by the garden is basically what I'm getting at. When we did flagpole rules was the same thing as tent by the garden. That was our protest in front of City Hall.
That's 6 months, yes?
2
years ago?
Yeah.
And it was and it was orderly. They'd set up at night and be out in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. The law was 6 to 6, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were out first thing in the morning. I'd come and drop off all the tents, sleeping bags, pillows, blankets. Everybody had their own set, and I'd even wash it after a while, and check them in, check them out. The 3 rules were no drinking, no drugs, no drama, and it was pretty. Just like every dysfunctional family, there's going to be irritations, annoyances, distractions, but we got along beautifully, and there was no violence or anything, which was the best.
6 months, that's a lot of nights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the hardest part was not having a bathroom. We got so if we behave and people are not litter addicts and they're not drug addicts, or at least they're not showing you that in their place, then the city should open up 24-hour bathrooms. All the parks, MST, any public entity that has a restroom, those should be open 24 hours a day. I know it's an attractant magnet because we like small routines, but we need them. Otherwise, we're just setting people up for failure. Oh, there's all this pee and poo. Well, you didn't open a bathroom, so what do you expect people to do? And an awful lot of people who do this are going home from the bar, and they pee and poo before they go home because they're drunk.
Has any place ever done it where they've got 24-hour bathrooms? Is there any city or place where that happens?
Well, in the larger cities, they've got those portaloos, self-cleaning bathrooms. San Jose has got a couple. I think we price ourselves out of doing anything. The best way to help everybody is not help anybody, which is not helpful.
No. And how about income? I have read this book recently from my friend Michael Jones, and this book made the thesis you could have a utopia now, and it just a guaranteed minimum wage. Get the misery of not have any control over your life, but because you don't have any money, you can't decide what you're going to eat, can't decide anything else. Because I see a lot of obesity around Chinatown. I think people are getting lots and lots of carbs and not a lot of fresh green vegetables. But anyway.
Right. Well, the food thing really bothers me because when you go, people do crops. About half of that food doesn't even make the grade AA cut. What goes to the market stays for maybe a week, and then tons of food gets dumped on the daily from every single grocery store. And that's all to keep prices up, but people are going hungry, and yet bread and sugar is the 2 cheapest, easiest things to get every day. Yeah. Cake and icing and cookie, and it's not the healthiest thing to do.
But I have to do a shout out for the food bank. I really admire those people.
Absolutely, no, and thankfully somebody's doing something. I just wish that more nourishing food was cheap.
Yeah. So it's just we've got friends with diabetes. We've got friends going. Every parts of their body getting chopped off little by little. That's a hard way to have to live. How about you for income? What if everybody, including the richest people in the world, all got $1,000 or so a month? Would that, something enough to actually live? They've done this, where they've done it in London, and which basically their Tenderloin area. And a year later, these guys they'd had some savings. They're going back to school. They were using their money to get themselves housed. Obviously, to get housed around here would be very difficult without several $1,000s. You looked into that. What the rentals are.
Yeah, $1,300 for a 1-bedroom, and of course it's still going to go up. So gainful employment is our American dream these days. I mean, you're certainly not going to afford a house, so just making more money than you're spending, is a dream these days. Yeah. You can give anybody as much money, but are you going to give them enough hours to make benefits? Are you going to give, per hour, but are you going to give them enough hours? Because it all has to add up to more than what we're spending. And, I mean, honestly, if people care about each other, you're not going to charge people you love, especially your kids. You take care of them, and that's your obligation. And your family, like the fires that are happening right now. We got If a family had nowhere else to go, you'd be like, well, I got room, in my garage. Come and move in, get back on your feet. If you love someone, you won't charge them. But if you don't know somebody, you're going to charge them. And if you really don't like the person, you're going to charge them triple.
Yeah.
So,
Or what the market will bear, and you can still get a 1-bedroom house, or a 1-bedroom studio, a 1-bedroom apartment for $1,300.
yeah, 1,300 is the low end.
That's very low end. You can,
Right, Monterey is like 2,600.
yeah, I was thinking it was closer to 18, even in Salinas. But anyway, because the hospitality people tell me that it's not significantly cheaper to be in Seaside or Salinas or Marina than it is to be in Monterey. They're all pricey, and just even more so other places. Hey, so you shoot video all the time, and that's how you get. That's one of the ways we hook up. You've helped us in lots of projects. First night, Monterey, more than a few times, helping tell the different kind of stories, helping our poets get published. You do lots of community events. So tell us a little bit of that story. What kind of stories you like to tell?
Well, it's called John Doe 13K. It's a YouTube channel. Anything helpful and positive, civic, social, environmental justice oriented. If it's free, I like to go to it because you're more likely to get something interesting and substantive. If you pay for the event, it's more likely to be entertainment, and people worry about intellectual property. So I steer clear of a lot of that. And then in the public domain is where I'd rather be. There's a lot of potential that could happen. I'm trying to well up the heart of the community, I guess. And a lot of it's a current events channel type of thing. Okay. For anything within the Tri-County region, because a lot of these issues are interconnected.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm based in Salinas, maybe I live in Salinas, but a lot of the same thing that's happening in Salinas is affected by the peninsula, is affected by Santa Cruz County and San Benito County. That's our region, that's the left half of the Assembly District.
But I know you're not afraid of the arts. I've seen you doing shoots for the Harvest Festival, doing shoots for First Night Monterey.
Right.
And that's people gathered together. Those are beautiful things to...
Oh yeah,
people,
the Salinas Founders Day, anything.
Yeah.
Anything because if it's free, there must be something important that they're, spending their own energy and money for the space and everything. It has to be something important. The Public Water Now was a big deal. I followed a few people's campaigns in the whole Tri-County. Anything progressive, I suppose, is about the only, I'm a Bernie Sanders, Bernie Kraft type of guy, and hippie, it's the love I'm trying to drive back into money.
When you back a candidate, do they have to go your entire agenda, or do you find... I find that people with good ideas I like.
Right.
And I don't expect people to agree with me all the way through. I find myself disagreeing with myself months or years later.
Sure. Well, nobody's perfect, but as long as you're driving toward making more inclusive policies, that's the effect I'm looking for, and those people I support wholeheartedly.
Yeah. And you're not afraid of technology or the digital stuff. You've got some background in that as well. So
I have a master's in computers.
Is capitalism just going to supply people with crap jobs forever? So they just keep them busy so they can't just live? I know there's hunter-gatherer.
We're talking philosophically, and
we're talking history.
Our founding fathers, they could either be benevolent, they could be ambivalent, or they could be abusive. And I think we have a large portion of abusiveness, because that's the only way to hold that iron grip of power, is to reject everyone and say, I'm the only person that matters, you work for me. This is the whole money thing. The money, where does it come from? Imperialism. And that's the value and worth of a being, is what those people in charge have decided, is the worth of a culture and everything else, and it's belittling. You look at the South America and Central America. Why is all these people coming this way? Because we destroyed it all. What for? So we could turn you into, okay, now you owe us money, work, and that's what it all comes back to. Well, you need money to survive, but we got flipped in the beginning.
And there's one of the ones I'm reading now is this one, Sapiens, and it argues that the species, with their storytelling, were able to bring people together, more than just 25, but tens of thousands and create these empires and whatnot and get them, but they get you to buy in as well. So you're cheerleading for these horrid things that are, and the one that I've seen so often is the divide and conquer. You know, well, we're all, my friend Tony Docherty is a beautiful songwriter, and his song about Northern Ireland, the workers of the Shankle Road, they live in hovels too. The workers of the Falls they curse, the red, the white and blue, but they don't seem to understand that we're the same class. To join together now for revolution. Revolution is the only solution. You don't seem to be telling people to pick up guns though.
No, you know, nonviolence is probably the biggest. I'm a teacher, so within 5 minutes I sub. So substitute teach, you go K to 12, any grade, any subject. Spanish is the only one that I can't really go very far with. But within 5 minutes, if you're not in control of that classroom and you haven't figured out who are the most distracting, annoying kids, and there's usually 3 to 5 of them. And if you don't nail those kids within 5 minutes, you've lost control of that class, and those kids aren't going to learn anything. And if you can at least, and it's anonymous. You don't know any of these people.
Sure.
You know, I mean, and so a seating chart helps. You know, but it's how authentic is the instructor? Does that instructor actually care about me? Do they actually know, you know, rules and boundaries? Are they actually going to be respectful? And that's what, you know, they're always trying to jab that line to get the one in control to lose control. And that's the whole point of it, right? Then you got anarchy, and that's what's fun. But, you know, it's really easy to focus on finishing and still have time for fun.
As a teacher a long time myself, they come these ideas like the flipped classroom, where it's in Scandinavia, you find the kids make their own agenda, and they come out with better math, writing, language skills, and very ready for the workplace. So we may have it backwards by using the old factory system in a world where, you know, we really need work teams that can produce products, watching out for each other, break up some of these cliques, and these that don't make you feel so step down, that the only way you can get any attention is to be disruptive and what do you want? Let's work this out. Although as a sub, I know you got it as these are the rules. This is an imperfect world, and I want to get us all through it as safely as we can.
Well, oh gosh, now I lost my thought. The school and society. You know, we're teaching people to be industrialized, right? Follow orders. Do a rote memorization task, and you know, be fine with whatever you get after that. You know, so we're very subservient, and in the whole kindergarten aspect, the whole school aspect was about being curious, you know, learning your environment around you, and it was very artsy. You know, like whatever you needed to do, creative, ingenuity, intuitively, it was all on the table. You know, because it was about learning and valuing that process of learning. And now it's just all about the right answer.
Send us money to do this. We'll keep going for all night long. So anyway, Wes, you're filmmaking, you're publishing, you've worked with lawyers, you worked with educators, you worked with kids. You're very generous with your time, and that's, you know, really all we've got. I think someone noticed that life is just this instant in between the norm. Us not being. So let's do some good stuff while we're here, yeah? All right.
Exactly.